Hello, I'm Brianna and I'll be your director today.
The man who has done the level of his best and who is conscientious that he has done his best is a success, even though the world may write him off as a failure. This was a quote by B.C. Forbes. Stop letting them slide by. Don't be afraid to say you didn't work hard, so I have no choice but to fail you. Failing a student should be used more often because it can cause disadvantages when they get to the next level of studies. The credibility of teachers are at stake, and this keeps state testing accurate. Let's start with disadvantages. Passing a student because of age, seniority, because they just gotten generally older, or you may be tired of looking at them, is really frowned upon, because this is called, or can be taken as, social promotion. That was actually written by an author named Wertheimer in 1996. Teachers, they assume that these children, when they get to the next level of studies, have a background knowledge so they can keep up in the class. So therefore, the teacher, once the student gets to the 5th grade or the 6th grade or even on, assumes that they know what they have learned in the 4th grade or 5th grade their previous year. So they don't have to go over those materials because the student should be adequate enough to keep up in that class. This is referred to as assumptive teaching. And who would send a child to a school that would just teach them about a test anyway? I mean, they should also be preparing them for life studies and how to learn and how to grasp information. It takes me to a story in a school in Lafayette, New York, where a student, she was notorious for truancy, absences, and she didn't actually have the required attendance to pass. But the school was closing, so the principal said that she wanted her passed because the student was 20 years old, and I mean, it would look good on the record of the principal for passing the student. Even though there were some teachers that were against this, they were actually bullied by the principal to do so. If you would like to research that, an author named Edelman in 2011 actually published that story. This also puts educators and their motives for teaching in question. Are these teachers just teaching to the test so they can have more students under their belt to go ahead and they have more students under their belt so they can just go ahead and pass them? And this also, as my last point, keeps testing accurate. The info gathered by state tests reflects the knowledge and placement of students in their performance. In school, a lot of us in grade school, elementary, all the way up until you get to the SATs, have taken tests to kind of find out where we are in our knowledge. And this is actually so in elementary and high school situations mostly. Proper funds are given to the school that really need it based on test results. For things like music, schools that actually have issued textbooks. I mean, by relying on these tests, we can't keep it accurate for how this money is actually being placed within the community. A solution: evaluate the student by observation and conservation to find out if the student really is having a problem in your class or the student just generally doesn't want to learn. If the student does want to learn, work with them so you don't have to fail them. And if you have to fail them because you know that they will not be able to succeed in the next level of studies. In conclusion, I would like to say the future is actually in jeopardy by this. By having students graduate and take jobs they cannot excel in, or they could be eliminated from. By failing them, we can keep the system actually honest in what they can do in their life. And we can actually make and prepare for a better future.